Welcome everybody to the Cellular podcast. Today we are here to talk about the call. In order for us to talk about the call,
We're probably going to need some people who have been called.
it is a really good idea. Now that we actually have some people here, let's talk about what is a call.
I've always understood a call as the conviction of one's place as called by God into a unique position of leadership within the people of God.
It's really good.
That was, for me, it was a small, started off as a small conviction, and then it grew into a large conviction, but the conviction never left.
It's good that you pointed out that it's probably going to look different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That like for
Yeah.
you it's small, for some people it's like this big moment. So
Absolutely.
This question is, how do you know that you're called?
I think that it differs per person. Like some people will have, like you said, like a really strong, powerful encounter and moment, and sometimes it'll just gradually grow over time. But the way that I really think about being called is there's something on your heart and you just can't get it
I
away.
think for me, too, the Lord, like, no matter what came and went, the Lord always gave me a peace about it. And I always knew that no matter what was difficult or didn't work out, I knew that, like, this was still what I'm supposed to do. Even though this one thing didn't work out, I know that He still has so much more. And it wasn't really, like, discouraging in a way that I think it would have been with them.
yeah.
I feel like you know that you're called because the call literally calls you. The calling is usually mimicking your flaws. What I mean is, if you are somebody that struggles with depression or anxiety or fear, a lot of the people that you're going to be called to deal with anxiety, depression, and fear. So I feel like the call literally calls you, and even though it's different for every other person, it all works together. I kind of almost wrap up. How do we respond to this call?
By listening and obeying,
That's a big one.
which is very hard to do.
There's a simple trust when you know what He's calling you to, and a simple obedience in that. Maybe you don't have to have it all figured out, but just like we talked about in kind of verse in Psalms where David is saying, your word is a light to my feet, it's a lamp, and it's not, it maybe won't show us 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, but it gives us enough for what God is wanting to do right now, and that's really all we need to know.
Yes.
My simple answer of how we should respond is this way. We should respond with a yes. What you're calling me to is greater than what I will go, because it doesn't compare to the glory that's going to be revealed. We have to wrap up. Any final thoughts or just a word of encouragement that you would like to leave for the viewers?
So my encouragement would be don't focus so much solely on the end call that you have. Whether it be that you're going to college, you're working on your degree, studying, just focus on the steps that God has illuminated right before you. I think that He has given us a candle, not a flashlight, and I think candles can only illuminate so far in front of us, whereas flashlights can beam far off into the
I'm
distance.
so excited that you're even like having this conversation. And I think that sometimes when we're like starting to talk about all of these things, it can feel like really exciting or it can feel really overwhelming because it's big, like we're a part of a big story. And so something that has like been formative for me when trying to be encouraged by others in a call is like focusing on the two questions of like what breaks your heart, because I think that Christ calls us in the brokenness to be the body that's pouring out for the world, and then who are you being called with as a reminder that you're not alone and that it's a community thing.
Final word of encouragement, and it's a quote that I heard one time in life, and it was, God doesn't call the equipped, but He equips the called. So don't be discouraged if you're not good at speaking. Don't be discouraged if you're not even a social person, because God will form you and shape you as you progress through your call in life?
So my encouragement would just be that a call probably won't look like a one-time phone call with Jesus, but that he's never going to leave you and he's with you, and that you need to check up and he wants to talk to you. And if you're ever confused or you feel like you don't know where you're going, I know that he does, and he just wants to talk to you and know you.
If I were to leave any piece of advice or encouragement for you, I would say that the call isn't easy. I think that a lot of times whenever you get it, it can either be super exciting or super hard, and whenever it's super exciting, then it's easy to pursue it. But once there's something that is kind of in your way or something that you don't think you can do, you kind of back off and you say, God, I can't do it. And that's whenever he comes into work and he is assuring you that you can do it. So just be consistent in him, trust in him, and understand that he is bigger than all of your fears.
If I were to leave a piece of encouragement for you all, it would literally be what everybody has said. Remember that you are not alone in this. And remember that the I am goes with you, even when you feel like you're not equipped, even when you feel like you cannot do any of the things that God is calling you to do. And realize that it is God that forms you into the person that he's called you to be. It helps you just relax. And the Lord said, when the timing is right, I will make it happen. So all you have to do is relax.
Clear